So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see again. Today I wanted to confess myself regarding that. Well, it turned out to be a challenge and in which I failed, but I suppose you remember what I said at the beginning of this year of 2025, that I was going to begin the year or try to begin the year with a book buying ban, which means not to buy books during the year, no matter what circumstance. Well, I couldn't fulfill, as I told you, during January. Then I forgive myself and gift myself in February because it was my birthday month. What I have to say, so now we are in August 2025, right? And so just at the start of the year I failed, but I have to say that now in August, in retrospective, major fail. Like, I don't know why I give ultimatums to myself, because I never go through with them. I even did that video where I kind of admit that I was kind of being a shopaholic, and the strange and not so fun, but fun in the moment, is that I'm not being able to contain myself, which is ironic because I'm reading the same books for months now, so it's not like I'm getting books read along the way that I'm buying more books, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to say how many books I bought since January, but I count them. And for you to have an idea, I'm going to give you, like, there were dozens of books, okay? More than 1 dozen. You know what I mean? Not getting through them. Not getting to read them. As you can see, I have a shelf behind me and I'm just filling the shelf, you know. Books at this moment in time for me are becoming more like a collection or how collector thing, more than taking advantage of the reading in itself. So that's my confession. Seeing another type of people that talk about books and also go through the same issues as me, and I think you perhaps, if you were watching this video, you perhaps identify. I think it's more healthy if you don't do ultimatums, and if you set goals that are more realistic, because when something now I'm thinking, I don't know if there is this expression in English, but the prohibited fruit is the more desirable, you know? So I think that's kind of what happened to me in a very wrong way, because I spent a lot of money, Of course, that I can, oh yeah, they were the majority, like 98%, were in second hand, so they were at good price or in a accessible price, and I could bought more books for the price of one. But that's the trap that I get into, and perhaps you too. I don't know if you are the kind of people or person, I'm sorry, buys in second hand. I am. I just buy new if I really am thirsting for the book. But then again, it goes to my shelf and I don't read it right away, or it's really rare that happens. So what's the point? I am copying a mentality of not restricting for in full my buying habits, but make a deal with myself, like for 4 books read, you buy 1 book of your wish list. You may have heard about this, of course, for more rational from more rational and healthy people, and buy books frequently as well, but have a more self-control button, and are more pondered than I am, and are not stupid. I'm sorry if you are in a book buying ban and you are achieving it. If you are, kudos for you, because that went really wrong for me. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to myself. I find really stupid this thing that I was like, I don't know what I was thinking really. I never had, if I said to myself, from now on, I'm going to cut this, I'm going to cut that, I'm going to do this every day, or I never did it. I never could achieve that. So I don't know why I did this to myself, because really, I think my spending habits in books got worse because supposedly I couldn't buy them, So I think I got reverse psychology or something. I don't know how to explain it. Jesus. I think I really had to stop and think in health terms, and rationality as well, what is more achievable, and also that what will not create an expectation in you that are watching me, and not create that sensation of disappointment, I suppose. So I filmed that video in 2024, at the beginning of 2024, talking about my plans and my goals for the channel, so on and so forth. I haven't been able to this day to fulfill any type of goal that I wanted. I didn't bring the content that I wanted, but I think it was important for me to come out and say that set goal was a failure, and I had to do my confession to you. And perhaps if you are with this same problem, I think for me it is a problem. I consider it a problem. So maybe for you it isn't, and I'm glad for you. But I have to stop collecting just to get dust in my shelves. I have to start reading more or read the actual books that I buy, the logical thing to do, of course. If you also deal with shopaholic issues, please let me know if you have applied a strategy for spending less, or restrict yourself, but not be so drastic in the point that you do the total opposite of your initial goal. So let me know. So I'm going to track the books, and I'm going to try to finish the books that I'm reading right now. And as I was saying, trying to read at least 3 to 4, and then if I really want to, buy a new book and see if I can regulate my spending and also regulate my reading fluidity at the same time. But okay, speaking about other things, you will find this ironic, but I want to share this with you. I visited Lelo Library in Porto, in the city of Porto, here in Portugal, for the first time, I think 2 to 3 months ago. I never shared this with you, but I went with my uncle, or one of my uncles, and because he never went there as well, so we planned the weekend to go there, and we also went to the church in the Praça dos Leões. I don't know the name of the church. I'm so sorry. It's that church that has that house that is in between buildings, in between the church and I think the other part of the church. I don't know. If I will leave a picture. Okay. We went to the church. We visited the house. And we have for you to go to Lelo, you have to buy a ticket. You have to choose the day, choose the hour or the time of the day to go there. Then you have to wait in line of the hour you marked. And if you buy a book, the price of the ticket is discounted. So me and my uncle bought a book each. So one for me, one for him. I brought home A Midsummer's Night Dream by William Shakespeare, by the edition of the own library, Lelo Library. So I find this quite beautiful. I think this edition is so beautiful. This is the Lelo symbol, and here is the play in English. So this is hardcover. I'm going to show you. As you can see, very beautiful. I was looking for this book because I have a project, a reading project, that I'm working on. I can say that. Yeah, now I can say that. But not for the near future, so don't get your hopes high. But one of the books that I wanted to read for that project was this one. And so when I saw that it was in an edition of the own library, I thought, yeah, I'm going to bring this one, and I will leave you with some only 2 micro videos of the inside of the library. Now, when I was uploading the videos, I realized that I only filmed the first floor, or yeah, the entry floor. I didn't film the upstairs, so I'm sorry, but it's beautiful anyway, and you get the idea of the art inside that library. You know, the only thing, of course, is that there are many people there. When you enter, you can stay inside the library till the closing hour, but you know, we didn't do that, of course, because there was a lot of people inside, and it was a bit not so fruitful, not so relaxing, you know, a lot of noise, and even if you wanted to film something, I didn't really want to film the people that were there. So even for you to capture the moment, it's hard. And climbing the stairs, get down the stairs, you have to wait for people to come up for you to go down, and so on and so forth. So, you know, but I really enjoyed, but I don't think I'm going to go there anytime soon. So I'm really glad I bought this one. And of course, it was a one more fail of the book buying ban, of course, but you know, it was Lelo, so even just to say I was there, you know. So that, you see my point. I make excuses for everything, you know, and I justify everything that I buy. That's my problem, and I suppose that's human nature. If you really want to do something, you are going to find justifications to do it. So I really have to work on in my self-control in that term, in those terms, regarding the shopping. Not that I'm really spending in other stuff. my problem right now is really books. For you to, I don't know, it's kind of stupid, but really it's books. So my deal with you is to come back at the end of the year, like December, to make a note if I was able to, beginning September, to read at least 4 books, or if I, and then buy a book, or if I wasn't able to read 4 books, so I didn't buy anything else, you know. So that's my deal. That's the deal with myself, and I'm sharing this with you because I wanted to propose an alternative to the book buying ban. Because if you, for instance, I follow Amy, and she also did this thing of the book buying ban, and she has been having trouble to fulfill the goal as well. So I think this is a general problem for people who like to read and like to acquire books. So I think I'm going to try to do this instead. So read 4, buy 1 of the wish list, you know? So trying not to buy by impulse. So yeah. Right now I'm trying to read the books that I have in the challenge for 24 and 23 for 12 books for 12 months, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to get on with them. So I'm reading Buzzati right now. Also, I'm reading a science fiction book called Childhood's Hand by Arthur C. Clarke. I think that's the translation. The title in English. If anything, I'm going to leave the title written in the screen. And the Buzzati one, Dino Buzzati, the Tartar Steppe, I'm going to leave you with the cover as well. I'm reading those, enjoying both very much. That's my current reads, and the books that are accompanying me for a while, like the Iliad, and that is now in standby, and poems by Camões, and poems by Rainer Maria Rilke, and also I'm reading short stories also by Proust, but that is also on standby because I have that in my bedside table, and I'm not really picking those up right now. So yeah, I have to work on that. So you know what I mean? I have to read. The point of this video is I really have to read books. Jesus. So hope to see you in the next time where I will talk about a book, hopefully. Yeah, this video became too long. I'm sorry. But share with me your struggles in terms of spending. Again, because we had this talk a few months ago, but now with a new light. So tell me if you ever tried to do a book buying ban and if you achieved it and if you were successful with it. And if you want, of course, share if you weren't and what you did instead. And if what you did instead worked better, also I want to know. And yeah, I will leave you with Shakespeare and I will see you on the next one. Bye.